There is one thing that makes me really angry, and that thing is when people say that they're too old to do something. Here's to never growing up. But I hope to never sit here and be a hypocrite in front of you guys. And I do have to admit that I felt like I was running behind in life. And that somehow is thinking that I'm too old to be where I am in life. So here in my channel, I usually share things that are bothering me or that I'm learning or that I actually did learn pretty well and I love to share with you guys. So maybe something that I accomplished or learned can help someone out there with similar goals, similar ideas, and similar struggles. And the thing that I really want to bring to you today is this problem that we have with limiting ourselves in age ranges and giving so much care about it. We know that we grew up with an idea that at certain point in our lives we have to have certain things. At certain point in our lives we should have already accomplished other things. We watch our friends do so much more than we think we're doing, and we discredit our achievements because we mirror someone else's experiences and someone else's goals, ideas. And the cliche quote of comparison is the thief of joy couldn't be more realistic when I think we think of age. I feel like we tend to feel superior or try to be superior when comparing ourselves to other people within our age group. And I feel that comes a lot from our parents when they say like, oh, when I was your age I already had my own house. But not only do we live in absolutely different generations, even if we were from our parents same generation, why do they think we want to do the same things? Like sometimes I think that we end up putting a certain pressure on ourselves that doesn't even come from something that we truly believe. Like somehow it's normal that we have to choose our career when we're 17 and we have to go to school to study that. And it's not normal if someone that's like 30 starts school and starts learning something that they actually learned that they love. And that stops a lot of people from, I don't know, going to college and doing something they love. But you're allowed to find your passions later in life. And I feel like a lot of people in their early 20s are so depressed and anxious because of all of this pressure of not knowing what to do with their lives. But Jesus, life is so long. When you're like 20 something, you've lived like a fourth of it. Like, I don't know where we got that idea that we're supposed to find out what we want to do for the rest of our lives when we're that young. That, like, it's insane to me. It's ridiculous. And when I make those videos, I always have kind of like flashbacks of moments of my life that I felt certain ways about the things that I talk about here, and how when I finally talk about them here, it means that I found some healing in the process. And I remember having a conversation with one of my boyfriends at the time. I used to be super depressed, and he said that it's because I needed to find my purpose. And if I found a purpose, I wouldn't be so sad. And then that made me absolutely sad because I knew that I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I had an idea of things I liked and wanted to do. But when you're depressed, your brain shuts down everything that you like and tries to convince you that you don't like anything. So then it just spirals into something that never really has an end or a solution, and you will never be satisfied with anything regardless. So I feel like we end up putting ourselves in that position because we are too young to decide or to find out what we want to do, and then we don't use the time to just discover new things to do. I never had siblings, but I've always been really close to my cousins. And one of my cousins that I really love and am really close to, and it's crazy to think that she's reaching her 40s and I'm close to my 30s. That's insane. I remember having a conversation with her where she said that she always wanted to please her parents so much that everything she lived and everything she accomplished, like, she was happy that she accomplished everything she did, but she did it so fast that now she was kind of lost. Like, she didn't really know what she wanted to do, that she had already like accomplished everything she wanted, and then now what? So like at 30 something, she had to rethink of things that she wanted to do because the things that she grew up thinking that she wanted were all done and perfect. So that's another side of the coin. Like, in one side you have me that took a long time to find out what I actually liked, what I actually wanted to do. And thankfully I did. And I think that I did pretty fairly young. And then on the other side, you have someone like my cousin that did accomplish everything she wanted. And then there is an emptiness. So we don't take our time with things. The same way as she didn't take her time into accomplishing the things she wanted, I didn't accept to take my time with finding out what I liked. I didn't allow myself that time. Instead, I just made myself super sad and depressed for not having the answers. For her, she wished she had taken things a little slower. And for me, I wish things could be a little faster. And if you don't like something, it's cool if you don't do it. But if you're not doing something just because you think it's childish, that is so childish of you. Like, it's so childish to think that something is childish. I believe that we made the world in a way that when you turn like 12 and you're not a child anymore, everything starts to suck. Like, if you compare things and if you see things as they are, things when you're an adult just progressively get more and more boring, progressively get more and more black and white. We don't have colors anymore in our clothes, and we don't, like, everything starts get turning gray, everything starts being so damn boring. And then if you're not compliant with the boredom that is, you're childish. And there are people that are very successful that really like childish things. And there are people who can't really put their lives together that have such adult tastes about wine and cheese. I'd rather be childish than boring any day. I also love how things aligned that when I was having the idea to record this video, I just had this video popping up on my feed and I will play it to you guys because I feel like she will be able to say anything and everything that I'm trying to say in this video better than anyone else. So here you go. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. Just iconic. No matter how much it feels like being a certain age or feeling like you should have already accomplished something, no matter how much that feels like it's the end of the world, there is always a possibility of things coming true. Like, no matter how old you are, you can still get to do things that you want to do. Don't be alarmed if you're not where you want to be yet. Just make a plan, restart things. Just know that you have time. You have time. Even if you're 99 years old and you're somehow watching this video, you have time. I'm very happy to be young still and know that most things that I will regret in the future are just things that I didn't do. I'm very happy to still be young and be already finding my path. And obviously, I compare myself to people my age that I feel like are more successful than me. But that doesn't take away all of the things that I've accomplished all by myself. There's this one friend of mine that's my childhood friend, and I love her forever. And she has a standard life that is working out and it's put together. Like, she got married, she got a house, and she's super happy. And I remember telling her that when I grew up, I wanted to be like her, like as a joke because we have the same age. And then she said back to me that she wanted to be like me when she grew up because I got to already like travel to a lot of places and do a lot of fun things that she never got to experience. Like, how cool is it that tomorrow you're gonna wake up smarter than today because you learned things today, and that will repeat until you die? Anyways, you still got time, and I feel like when we're really, really old and we look back, we're gonna see that things that we think are important right now weren't really important at all, and that we ignored things that were actually fun and important. So just have fun, just allow yourself to be young. I don't care if you're 50 years old, allow yourself to be young because you still have a lot of time left. When you have a dream, but then you say that you can't do it because you're too old, doesn't that make your dream further away than if you actually did start working towards it? Someday you might reach that dream if you're doing it, even if you feel like you're too old. But if you just don't do it because you're too old, then that's when it will never, ever, ever happen. It will not even have a chance. Like, if you're not where you want to be right now, try to get closer to it. And if you're not there yet, it's good because you get something to look up to and look forward to. I would love to finish off this video with a quote from a show that used to be huge in Brazil and Latin America and that you guys might not know. It's a song that talks exactly about like how age doesn't really mean anything as long as you're young at heart, really. And the show is called El Chavo del Ocho in Spanish. That's the original language of the show. And then there's this part of the song that says that there are young people that are 80 something years old, but also old people that are only 26. That age doesn't mean anything, and that youth always comes back. I kind of try to simultaneously translate it, but essentially it just means that youth is in your heart. As long as you're young at heart, as Frank Sinatra would say, you'll be fine. Okay, bye.